Brussels, a routine BTS soundcheck in Brussels nearly turned into a stadium-wide medical emergency when global superstar Jimin and a friend sprinted to the edge of the stage and faked a terrifying, full-velocity stage dive into the crowd. Thousands of fans locked arms and braced for impact, only for the mischievous singer to halt at the very last second, bursting into laughter as he pulled off one of the most heart-stopping pranks in K-pop history. Welcome to Jimin Gallery, the home for Park Jimin fans who want to discover all the latest news, interesting facts, and stories behind the world's spotlight on Jimin. Brussels. The thunderous roar of distorted guitars and booming bass echoing throughout the stadium in Brussels instantly transformed the second day of BTS's soundcheck into a scene of mass hysteria. What had been expected to be a relaxed and routine technical rehearsal suddenly became a legendary moment that thousands of fans in attendance will never forget. The spark behind it all was none other than BTS's global superstar Jimin, whose bold yet playful antics sent adrenaline surging through the entire venue from the very moment he stepped onto the main stage. The atmosphere inside the massive stadium had already begun heating up early in the morning, as long lines of devoted ARMY fans stretched around the entrance gates. The moment the doors opened exclusively for soundcheck ticket holders, thousands rushed toward the barricades with explosive excitement. Few could have imagined that what was supposed to be an ordinary afternoon of vocal testing and instrument calibration would instead deliver a spectacle far wilder and more surprising than an official concert itself. Appearing in a casual outfit while effortlessly radiating his signature charisma, Jimin seemed unable to contain his boundless energy from the moment the audio team played the first song. Wearing a mischievous smile throughout the rehearsal, the Busan-born singer dashed across the stage, greeted fans in every section of the stadium, and occasionally teased his fellow BTS members. His overflowing enthusiasm quickly became contagious, spreading throughout the audience standing directly before him. After whispering something quietly to a close companion beside him, Jimin's friend initially looked completely stunned, as though unable to believe the outrageous idea the superstar had just proposed. But anyone familiar with Jimin knows how easily he draws people into his carefree and infectious energy. After sharing a brief discussion filled with laughter, his friend finally surrendered with a smile and nodded in agreement to go along with the crazy plan. The unexpected performance immediately began as Jimin tightly grabbed his friend's arm and slowly walked toward the extended edge of the stage overlooking the sea of fans below. Their every step instantly sparked wild speculation among the audience gathered just meters away. The hearts of thousands of ARMY members pressed against the front barricade began racing, sensing that something unforgettable was about to happen. With dramatic body language, Jimin pointed toward the crowd beneath the stage while making unmistakable hand gestures signaling everyone to get ready. His gestures clearly suggested that he and his friend were preparing for a stage dive, leaping directly into the waiting arms of the fans. The daring visual tease immediately unleashed deafening screams that echoed throughout the entire Brussels stadium. Rather than backing away in fear for safety, the ARMY members standing closest to the stage reacted with remarkable unity and unwavering trust. They quickly tightened their formation and raised both arms high into the air, creating what looked like a sturdy human safety net prepared to catch their beloved idols should they actually jump. The atmosphere around the barricade instantly became both emotional and hilarious. Some fans burst into nervous laughter as they watched Jimin enthusiastically encourage his friend to commit to what appeared to be an incredibly reckless leap. Tears of joy mixed with uncontrollable laughter as many ARMY members realized they were witnessing an unforgettable and completely unconventional moment firsthand. Jimin then began counting down with his fingers, signaling that the daring stunt would take place in just 3 seconds. Standing beside him, his friend took a deep breath, seemingly gathering every ounce of courage left to match the superstar's fearless spirit. Meanwhile, countless smartphones continued recording non-stop, determined to capture every precious second of the extraordinary moment. As the countdown reached 3, Jimin and his companion bent their knees in perfect synchronization, appearing fully prepared to launch themselves into the open air toward the embrace of their devoted fans. The tension inside the stadium reached its absolute peak as everyone instinctively held their breath for what felt like an eternity. The ARMY members below braced themselves even more firmly, determined not to let their idols hit the hard ground. Then, at the very last possible second, just before either of their feet left the stage, Jimin suddenly stopped, bursting into uncontrollable laughter so intense that he nearly fell backward. The dramatic stage dive had been nothing more than a playful prank orchestrated by Jimin to tease both the fans and his close friend. Realizing he had been completely tricked, his companion immediately collapsed onto the stage floor while clutching his chest in exaggerated shock. The moment fans realized they had all fallen for Jimin's sweet prank, the The thousands of ARMY members who had been standing with their arms raised finally lowered them, responding with playful groans that quickly turned into roaring laughter. The entire Brussels stadium erupted into contagious laughter, creating an atmosphere of warmth, closeness, and genuine connection between artist and fans. Clearly delighted by the success of his mischievous plan, Jimin laughed so hard that he rolled across the stage, unable to contain his amusement. Although the jump never actually happened for safety reasons, the dramatic few minutes during the second day of the soundcheck instantly became one of the most talked about moments across social media platforms. Thousands of fan-recorded videos capturing the tense yet hilarious sequence spread across the internet within minutes after the rehearsal ended. Many fans even created humorous memes comparing the audience's anxious expressions as they prepared to catch Jimin, with the singer's mischievous grin after revealing the jump had been nothing more than a prank. The fandom's endless creativity added even more excitement to a single spontaneous moment on the rehearsal stage. The incident once again demonstrated that Jimin's appeal extends far beyond his exceptional vocals and graceful dance performances. It also lies in his playful personality, quick wit, and ability to surprise those around him. Management personnel and security staff stationed around the stage were reportedly momentarily alarmed by Jimin's unexpected stunt, although they were ultimately relieved to discover that it had all been a lighthearted joke. Strict safety protocols are always maintained at every BTS event, but unexpected stage moments like this often become the memorable highlights that make each performance feel fresh and unique. Jimin's willingness to have fun so naturally reflected just how comfortable and confident he feels whenever he is on stage. The second day of the Brussels soundcheck ultimately added yet another unforgettable chapter to BTS's world tour, which has consistently been filled with remarkable stories and memorable fan interactions. The mixture of excitement, nervousness, relief, and uncontrollable laughter experienced by everyone in attendance that afternoon is certain to remain a treasured memory for years to come. The incident also further strengthened the deep emotional bond shared between BTS and their global community of devoted fans. Once the excitement settled and the laughter gradually faded, Jimin and his fellow members resumed the rehearsal with complete professionalism, performing several of their hit songs. They continued to showcase outstanding vocal stability and impressive physical performance, proving that behind their playful personalities are world-class musicians deeply committed to their craft. Fans were once again treated to breathtaking musical harmony, providing a spectacular conclusion to the warm-up session. As the second day came to an end after an afternoon filled with surprises and laughter, anticipation for BTS's main concert in Brussels reached an even higher level. Fans are now more eager than ever to discover what other surprises Jimin and the rest of the members have prepared when they perform before tens of thousands of concert-goers. One thing is certain, the unforgettable moments in Brussels once again proved that every second spent with BTS is an adventure full of unexpected joy, genuine laughter, and memories that will last a lifetime.